All right. Love it. And welcome back inside the Virtual Media Center here at the CME Group Tour Championship. Once again, for anyone on the Zoom, if you would like to ask any questions, please let us know in the Zoom chat so we are able to unmute you at that time. And as I've said the floor before, microphones are in the back for anyone on site. Danielle, welcome back to the season-ending event. Does it feel like the season has flown by for you at all, or what are your feelings as you enter the last event?
I feel like this year has been 2 years long. It's never ending. I've had a really long season. I've been on the road for a lot of weeks right now, so I think I'm getting a little bit tired, but hitting everything the same distance except my driver, so trying to figure that out. Trying to finish in a high note. I know it has been a winless season, so hopefully I can kind of manipulate my way around the golf course.
What's it like returning to a place where you do feel comfortable? You've had some pretty high results here before, and I feel like it's nice to have those weeks where you don't have to really push yourself all that often on a course that you do feel comfortable at.
Oh, I don't feel very comfortable. Normally I do, normally I do, you're correct, but I played it today, and then I think the golf course is softer than it has ever been, which means we're not getting much runouts on the fairway. I have longer clubs in, but the greens are kind of firmer. And then it's soft and really grainy. So the chips around the greens are quite difficult.
I was going to say, how important is it to kind of get these greens and to figure out these greens during these first couple of days as you enter some weird weather ahead of us as well?
Yeah, I'm a little bit uncertain at this point because the drills that I've done on the practice facility are not really matching the ones on the golf course. I don't know if that was just a weird day today, but around the greens are really tough. Even last week in Pelican, I know that Florida grass is different than where I normally am used to, but because it's softer, it's really grabbing. And I even tried to hit with different shots and different clubs with rescues even, which means it's really hard for me to hit a good shot, and that's kind of making me nervous.
I know off the course, Naples is such kind of a beautiful community, a beautiful area. I saw you had gone to the beach, I believe, with Soyeon.
Yes, I did.
Yes, but just to be able to do that at this last event, kind of have that a bit relaxation on the side, is that comforting to you? I know you said you're not as comfortable on the course right now, but to have those moments outside, does that add comfort?
Not necessarily. I think that I'm sometimes so obsessed with eating right, sleeping right, working out, living and breathing just to play good golf, that even if I do everything correct, and my results are not where I want it to be, but I don't want to miss out sometimes on life because I'm tired. So I'm who isn't tired? Yeah. Everyone's always tired for some reason. And I even went to a Tampa game last week and watched a couple of my friends play at Tampa Bay Lightning. I just want to be able to live. And so going to the beach, it's literally 4 miles away. So I just went to watch the sunset.
Yeah. I know a lot of people have come up here and said there's 4 more rounds and the countdown is on. Are you one of those that you're ready to kind of put the clubs down for a while at the end of this year? Or I know you don't like to take the off season. I know in years past you've gotten ready to go, but I didn't know if this year was any different.
No, I already have certain things scheduled. I'm playing the Floridian Pro member with Butch from December 8th through 12th. I'm playing golf from 13th through 20th. No, I don't really put my clubs down. I think more so than anything, my off season is getting my fitness and nutrition back into rhythm, being able to do the techniques that I practice. So a lot of the times I want to wake up as consistently as possible. I want to feel as consistent as possible, and that's something that I have really hard time doing while I travel on tour.
All right, I'll start with Doug.
You just distracted me. I had a question I wanted to ask you. One was about golf. Scheduling, Danielle. What have you learned in your years on tour in terms of how much and where and how many adjustments do you think you've made?
In scheduling?
Yeah.
So I kind of, to be honest, I want to play everything if I could, but I can't. I've tried. I've gone even 9 weeks in a row. For how I see it, this year I've gone back and forth on trying to take some time off and being at home versus being on tour. And I'm trying to find the right balance. I think next year, even actually starting this week, I'm more focused on trying to figure out how to play as many as I can in the most consistent way. because taking time off and going home for me isn't really working out because I deteriorate really fast as soon as I come back out here. So I'm a habitual creature. I go home, I have workouts set, I have the gym set, I have the physio, but then the minute I'm out here, it's all haywire. I don't have my set routines. I do, but then it's not as stable as when I'm at home. So I'm trying to figure out a way if I can make that tour life as stable as possible. And I don't think taking time off for me is the answer.
And the other thing I wanted to ask you is if you were to be asked how much do you love golf, how would you answer that question?
I really love golf. I used to not, but I've learned to love the game in the last few years, and I absolutely am obsessed with it. I'm trying to figure out a way to fail better at this point because I fail every day. I'm trying to figure it out, and I can't figure out this game. And I don't know who has, but actually, I think Nelly has. But it's just the consistency of her strike, and just sometimes, like even Imbi, when I watch her putt, the consistency of it is incredible. And trying to strive to that is you have to keep failing. And for me, I think my new goal is to just fail better every time I fail. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
That is definitely one way to look at it.
In terms of just enjoying the game, do you ever find yourself, or have you ever gone to play courses that are not tournament related just to go play them? Are you that type of a Brad Faxon type?
To be quite frank, I don't enjoy playing recreationally.
Ah, okay.
I don't really like to play for fun. I love competition, and I like being able to score what I did, what I didn't do well, and be better and try and work towards a goal. Golf is stressful enough that I really don't want to play for fun. It is really not fun when I make bogeys. So me trying to stress and try and birdie when I'm playing at a random golf course it stresses me out. I like mini golf.
That doesn't count.
Well, it does count. I even putted in the water and I have to lay. It's just that's.
Have you ever thrown a club in miniature golf?
No, because it's not mine, and I feel bad if I break it. I don't want the miniature golf people to say that Danielle Kang came by and broke a club. It's the last thing I need.
All right, Sarah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I don't know how to follow that. Coming up a 2020 season that saw back-to-back wins for you, it was a pretty solid year, even though it was shortened by the pandemic. You came to 2021. I mean, I'm sure you had big, lofty goals for yourself, but what's been your most meaningful moment from your 2021 season?
That is actually a tough question. Meaningful moment?
Meaningful, like I know you've had a lot of accomplishments, but what has meant the most to you personally?
Oh, okay. My most meaningful this entire year has been very stale for me. I feel like a hamster on a wheel. I've been running really fast, getting nowhere. That's how I felt, whether what my results show or not. It's just, but making the Olympics was probably the highlight of my career, because when it got delayed and the qualifications got delayed, I cried, because that's just been my life goal and dream. So for me to be able to perform still at that top level, going through that mentality, feeling like I was going to fail, but then pushing through that, I was actually very proud of myself making that happen.
With 4 rounds left in the season, we have to wonder, being such a creature of habit, what do you do in the off season to get yourself ready for 2022?
I'm gonna have to change some things up this year. I'm already in process to change things up. I have some new members on the team, trying to figure out how to approach the next season. Kind of made it into a long-term goal, and I think I have to try and gamble next year for trying to figure out whether it's to figure out the body composition, whether it's to figure out the fitness. I need to make things a little bit more consistent. It's just a little bit too sporadic, no matter how many times I've seen my results. It's good, but it's not solid. So I think this off season, that's just my goal. I have to figure some things out.
Thank you, Sarah. Brentley?
When did you notice that you lost the pop with the driver? Was there like a time that you
ago.
Wait, how many, sorry?
A couple months ago.
And do you have any guess as to why? Or?
Yeah, I have quite a few guesses. I mean, I've lost weight, muscle weight. I've been trying to put on muscle mass, but I haven't been able to. I've been on the road for 9 weeks. In between them, I've gone to my best friend's wedding. I mean, it hasn't been bad. It's just, I haven't had time yet, do have time, and yet it's just not doing it. So but my 3-wood is only going 5 yards shorter than my driver, so we even thought about just hitting a 3-wood off the tee just to make myself feel better. But just has to figure out the spin rate and the way I'm contacting, even if it's whether it's the equipment. Titleist has been so helpful in trying to figure out why I'm hitting it the way I do, but I don't really think it's the equipment. It's me mostly for me. So I think that's going to take time to pan out and why.
How many yards would you say you've lost?
Probably 20.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'm pretty far back right now.
Now, you just said you went to your best friend's wedding. Were you the maid of honor? Or?
No, her sister was.
Oh, okay.
No,
so
she is
so
one of
no
my best
speeches?
I did have to make a speech. I winged it.
Okay.
Like I normally do. It was fine. I didn't say anything absurd.
Where was the wedding?
At Sherwood Country Club. It's at my home course. So I pretended it was, we got an in and out truck, so that was my wedding gift to her.
Oh, nice.
And I told her, don't ask me for anything else.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, Ken?
What long-term goals are you planning to gamble next season on?
I'm going to have to try and focus a bit more on everything outside of golf than technique. I really focus on technique and mechanics, but there's so much I can do. And after that, it becomes whether it's sleep, nutrition, health, those things. My body, I have to wake up in the morning and be able to do what I practiced. And that hasn't been the case. So I don't know how to fix that yet, but I'm sure there are experts, so I'm gonna have to ask for their help.
What changes have you made to your team to try and find those answers?
Physio, nutritionist, physiology, trainer. Those are the things that I do have to tap into. At home, it's great, but I needed something that I'm not home very often, so it's kind of, it doesn't really matter, right? If it's great at home, I play fantastic at home, but I need to figure out how to apply it when I'm traveling. And I don't want to go home every other week because I do want to compete. That's the fun of it for me.
You mentioned not playing golf recreationally. It stresses you out.
Yes.
And that you're trying to work on getting away from the course, trying to focus on things outside of golf. How hard is it to have something be so stressful, be your entire career, and be most of what you do?
Golf being stressful, but I like the stress, right? It's weird. I like the stress because I like it because it's my job and it's something that I do and I love to do. But at the same time, when I'm at home, I don't want to be even more stressed out and apply more stress onto myself when I don't have to. I think that's why I say I don't really like to play recreationally, is if I have other things to do, whether it's to go to a game or go watch my friends play a game, anything like that I don't have to be involved in my work, I try to opt out of it. I'd rather do anything else than go and play golf for fun.
The announcement of this tournament, the purse going up to $7 million next year. It was a couple years ago, I guess, when the USGA for the Women's Open was 5 and this was 5, and that was starting to get your attention. What do you think of this going to 7 and some of the other increases we're starting to see?
I think so far, the LPGA has progressed so well that I'm just very thankful for all the sponsors to putting up more money, and our purses are getting bigger. Players are getting better. It's just LPGA is growing in the right direction, and it takes a village to help. We can't just do it alone. And people like CME Tour Championship and CME Tour just backing that up and being able to provide and set the stage up for us at the end of the day, I'm very thankful for that. Our new commissioner, Molly, has an amazing vision, and I think I've really appreciated the time that she's taken to talk to me personally, et cetera, and I'm really excited for where the LPGA is headed. I've been on tour for 10 years now, over 10 years. So how far it's come in the last 10 is pretty incredible to see the team that it has built, whether it's the media team, the communications to staff, everybody, it's getting bigger and better. So doesn't happen overnight, but even the purse increase to $7 million, the AIG even making the purse increase to Aon Risk Reward. Hannah Green just won $1 million prize. That's amazing. Even last week, how fun was it that there was a Lamborghini sitting on the tee box and we have hole-in-ones left and right? I mean, what are the chances
This
of
week
that?
there's a Porsche.
See, this is great. Instead of, I mean, everything's elevated. And I think that that itself, it elevates the game, elevates the players, elevates the field. And I can only see just positive from it. So I'm just thankful.
This might be a tricky question, and the last thing I want to do is put any stress on you whatsoever. But it seems like there's a lot, or do you feel like there's a lot of momentum for the LPGA right now? And if so, why is that? Where's that momentum coming from, do you think? You can just say forget it, and I'll answer it next year.
I just don't know how to, I'm trying to understand the question. If I understand it correctly, I think that there has been momentum since I've been out here, I guess, is because every year it's just been getting better. I've been a member since 2012, and only thing I can say for myself is my experience. And I used to play for $1 million purses to 1.3 to 1.5 to 4 to 5 to now 7.
Yeah.
There was never $1 million prize back 5 years ago, 6 years ago. The Tour Championship, now it was everything's shifting. And that's why I always thought that LPGA is headed towards better. And however the staff has been built, whatever Mike Wan did, whatever Molly is doing is correct. Because as a player standpoint, it's just getting better place to work. It's a better place to show up to work and to represent. At the end of the day, I'm proud to represent an LPGA player. So whatever part that I do to make it better is all I can do is to be the best golfer I can be and represent the tour that best I can do, being myself. So in that momentum for that following year, all I can see is that it's just going to grow. And for me, I don't expect it to jump 30 steps. Right. As long as I see it, as long as I want it to be a part of it, as long as it's becoming a family, it's a growth. And there's been little shifts here and there, and it takes sponsors like CME to stand up. It takes sponsors like Aon, Risk Reward, to be able to provide those things. So at the end of the day, I've always said, thank you for setting the stage, is because without the stage, we can't perform. And I think at one point that might have been the case with the LPGA. So.
Yeah. Great, thank you.
No problem.
All right, very insightful. I think I will wrap it there. Thank you for joining us, and good luck this week.
Thank you.